Hello everyone and welcome back to W13 Universe. I'm your host Jitch and we are watching Superstars as we are just 8 days away from Raw's pay-per-view St. Valentine's Day Massacre. But in the meantime, it is Superstars time and we are kicking things off with Drew McIntyre, someone who is consistently determined to bring his stocks back up right now. I just scared myself because I looked over at my laptop screen and I saw that the recording program was blank, and I realized it's blank because I have it on full screen and moved over to the other monitor, so it would be blank. It wouldn't show on both. Anyway, Drew McIntyre coming down to the ring here tonight. Of course, this is a man who is very determined to be a part of the Elimination Chamber coming in just a couple weeks time for SmackDown. That's exactly sorry, what was I saying? That's exactly not 8 days, it's 15 days away. Sorry, my brain just stopped working there. So yeah, just over 2 weeks away. Drew McIntyre has been told he will be given an opportunity to qualify in the Elimination Chamber, as he will be teaming up with his partner Sheamus in a dual qualifier. Those two are set to face off against Mankind and Stone Cold Steve Austin in a tag team elimination chamber qualifier. Also, next week on SmackDown, you can look forward to The Undertaker going one-on-one with the undefeated Ryback in the main event of SmackDown, with a spot inside the elimination chamber at stake. That is a very huge matchup right there, I would say. I would say for sure those two facing off for the first time should be a big deal. If you can hear my fan in the background, I haven't had it on the last few weeks. The UK got yet another heat wave, so it's 30 fucking degrees, which converts to, I did do this before, but people always hear 30 and they go, 30's cold, what are you talking about? We have different temperatures. Well, with Rob Scorpio doing what he does best, he's just standing there. It's 86, which is actually fairly low at the moment. We had 40, which was like 100 and something in Fahrenheit. But it's just been intense. The thing is, I don't know if people know this, but UK houses are built to retain heat. So, like, when it gets hot, it stays hot on the inside for a long ass time. It takes like a fucking week to get past how hot it is inside. You know, unless you like fucking leave all your windows wide open, but I don't do that because I hate insects and they all come into your house. They're, oh, you opened up a new place for us to fly into or crawl into. Awesome. Can't wait. Anyway, Robert Scorpio's got a big opportunity here tonight to knock off Drew McIntyre. To say, just 6 days before his important Elimination Chamber qualifier. This is probably one of the biggest opportunities I'd say Scorpio has ever had in his career. Comes up here on Superstars, I feel like is the home of Robert Scorpio right now. And Drew McIntyre is getting bested right now. And Scorpio shockingly gets McIntyre busted open. Is McIntyre okay? I say, I feel like investments in Drew McIntyre have drastic go down. Drop kick to the back of Drew McIntyre. Scorpio flying through the air. I'm a little concerned. A lot of people tend to beat Robert Scorpio, and Drew McIntyre is being a little bit overwhelmed here. Oh. What was that? Drew McIntyre was raising his arms. Here comes the White Tiger Bomb. This would be one of the biggest upsets we've seen here on Superstars, I think, ever. Scorpio has got McIntyre down on the mat and a kick out by Drew McIntyre too. Now that makes a lot more sense. I think we may have just entered a little bit of a bizarro world, an alternative universe for a second there. But I think things are starting to make sense once again. Knee drop there by Drew McIntyre. Oh, and a big left hook and a right hook. And now McIntyre with a huge clothesline. Drops the knee. Now McIntyre lifted him up as he gets that backbreaker. Okay. Drew McIntyre seems to have been able to have shifted momentum after he got overwhelmed by Scorpio and didn't even have to bust down the Future Shock DDT to get the victory. That's the Scorpio we've come to know. That's more on par. Why do I have in my head that it was actually Scorpio who ended McIntyre's record-setting World Tag Team Championship reign? Is that correct? Because if so, I mean, I guess this was a bit of an homage to that. Let's have a look here, just real quick. Whilst Drew McIntyre is celebrating, whilst we go a second, let's just have a look here. No, it was not. It was CM Punk, all by himself. Just CM Punk.
Making his way to the ring, representing the Click from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 222 pounds, X-Pac.
Well, X-Pac is out here tonight to represent the Click as he is set to face off against Kofi Kingston. A big non-title opportunity for someone who has held Kofi Kingston's current championship, the Cruiserweight title, in his past before. And the real important question is, who is going to kick your ass? Why, it's D-Generation X, of course. As this will be the first appearance of the new Cruiserweight Champion, Kofi Kingston, upon winning his championship gold. And there he is. What a sight. I want to quickly straighten something out. I have in my head, I said at the Royal Rumble, Kofi was a 2-time Cruiserweight Champion. I have in my head he's actually a 3-time champion, and I have not gotten the closure on this situation that I have needed. I've not resolved mentally whether or not that is true. His first reign was on 14th of January 2010. He defeated Zack Ryder on an episode of ECW, held the title for 4 weeks, and then dropped it back to Zack Ryder. Then he won it a second time on SmackDown 3rd of December for 49 days, dropping it to someone else. And now we're here on the 20th champion in history. No, that's not right. The 21st championship reign. Sorry, I realized the wiki was out of date there. I was like, no, actually he stayed as the 20th. It's just that the former champion is who's currently listed because I haven't updated the wiki in forever. The problem with the wiki is it takes a very long time to update, and the more and more I don't update it, the bigger the list gets, because I'm trying to upload these once a day, which in turn means that there's even more to update every single day. At the moment, I think there's like 3 pay-per-views I need to write up, and those are the ones that take forever. So, I haven't done it. And that's the entire explanation as to why. Right hand there by Kofi Kingston, and there's the monkey flip. Yeah, I said it. I said it first.
Neither individual is going to back down here. What a maneuver by X-Pac to get out of that.
Drop kick there by X-Pac. And now, ooh, nice move there. X-Pac, of course, got a real tough situation on his hands in 2 days' time on Monday Night Raw. X-Pac has got to face his own tag team partner, Kevin Nash. The winner will get the privilege of teaming with the leader of the Clique, Shawn Michaels. to face off against Awesome Truth in 8 days' time at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. But Michaels wants to make sure that the best member of the clique is teaming with him. So he's making Nash and X-Pac fight each other to have the privilege of teaming with Michaels. This is... I don't believe this has been done before. I don't really know what Kofi was thinking. Of course, that's what Kofi was. I was trying to play dumb, you know, in the hopes that he wouldn't do it. God, this ring apron looks so much better than anything I ever could have made.
This is bad. This is really bad.
I should have just stuck to the in-game arenas the whole time, you know. Ooh, big DDT. I stand by what I said before. I'm positive that using the in-game arenas does actually like make it load better. Like the shaders and the graphics and everything are like better. I mean, I've literally got proof in the fact that the crowd beyond the first like 3 rows are all pixelated, whereas in the in-game arenas they're not at all. None of the fans are pixelated. So I mean, there's proof right there, and obviously the renders have the barricades actually have like shine effects and textures on them. I don't think those shine effects move at all, but they still have textures on them. Whereas in the other one, they're like really plain, and you can see how like the shaders don't really load properly. So they've got like this weird kind of effect on them. The same effect that CM Punk's t-shirt gets on it, on the back every time he comes out. The shaders are a bit weird. I think that's a PS3 problem, because I don't remember that on the 360 version. So I think that's a PS3 thing. I have come to find that the PS3 is weaker than the 360. Because everything kind of just looks a little worse in this version compared to how it looked in the 360. I mean, the 360 could upscale the game to 1080p. Here comes Shawn Michaels. Yeah, but the 360... going back into nothing to do with wrestling. The 360 could upscale things to 1080p. The game wasn't running at 1080p, it was upscaled to 1080p. But it still, like, looked good. Whereas this is 720p, and it gets stretched to 1080p. And obviously the difference between stretching something and upscaling it is upscaling kind of adjusts it and makes it look a little bit smoother, whereas stretching it is just stretching it. So these do end up looking a little bit there. I wouldn't say visual diarrhea, that's a little rough, but they don't look great. And the video, obviously, like being rendered doesn't help, because that then makes it lose a bit more quality and stuff. So yeah, I do apologize for that. Kick out there by X-Pac. I really thought that was going to be it. Michael's getting furious at ringside. I can't tell if he's furious with Kofi or X-Pac. Big elbow there and a leg sweep. Oh, as I said before, I really don't understand what's gotten into Shawn Michaels, but he's developed this attitude lately.
Controlling the waist. Oh, big elbow. Let's do it. What an impact from that kick. Incredible agility. Dropped. And that was a hard shot.
Yeah, victory over Kofi Kingston tonight could put X-Pac in contention for the Cruiserweight Championship. Of course, he won't be getting it anytime soon, as at the St. Valentine's Massacre, it will be Kofi Kingston against Heath Slater in a rematch. And I've got to say, speaking of people who had a change in attitude, you want to talk about a sore loser, talk about Heath Slater. We saw a completely different side of him this past Monday on Raw. Really getting involved in helping Jinder Mahal defeat Justin Gabriel. We hear that Jinder Mahal executed an attack on Kofi Kingston following the Cruiserweight Championship. I feel like there's some kind of allegiance between Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater forming, and I gotta be honest, I don't think this is a good move for Heath Slater. He had a lot of fan support throughout the recent year, and I'd hate to see him kind of throw that all away like he is right now. Cruiserweight Champion Kofi Kingston really impressing in this matchup. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for X-Pac, who is getting a little bit overwhelmed by Kofi Kingston. Shawn Michaels, in disgust, has actually walked away from this matchup. He almost seems disappointed in X-Pac's performance, like he's not doing good enough, as now Kofi hits the SOS, and this move has won a lot of matches, but here today he decides to release the pin, because I don't actually know why he released the pin. That should have really been the finish to the match, but he just kind of let go and then started looking really confused for some reason. As if Michaels was still there.
Nice dodge there. And he gets out of the way.
Ooh, that knee to the back there. That was a little bit extra vicious by X-Pac. Cover attempt.
Getting to the ropes there. Here comes X-Pac.
X-Pac ducking him. Big heel kick. Goes for the cover here on Kofi Kingston. Can he defeat Kofi? Almost, I'd say.
X-Pac
And now X-Pac, shout out to Shawn Michaels with that super kick. Cover attempt. Has he got the job done? Still, Kofi kicks out. I feel like I'm watching an indie show in 2020.
big right hand.
Neck breaker here by Kofi Kingston.
He's going back outside.
This is Jits from the future. I'm saying in 8 years' time, everyone will do super kicks as just a standard move, just a part of a match, you know.
Got him hooked. Oh, over the top rope, out onto the floor.
Devastating smack to the jaw. Nah, kick out at one. Cross body there by Kofi Kingston.
When you go high risk, you crash and burn. And sometimes you knock it out of the park. And that was a
Fuck
perfect
off.
example of hitting it big.
Kofi wouldn't even do. There's no reason. There's no reason for Kofi to do this.
They destroyed the
It doesn't fit his personality. It doesn't fit his size. It doesn't fit his skill set. It's not something Kofi Kingston would ever do unless he was in like a really heated feud with someone and he just snapped. A fight with X-Pac is not a really heated feud though. Wow, this is like literally impossible, huh? There you go. Fuck your barricade break, THQ. Had someone ask me if I was going to play the AEW game? I don't mean any disrespect. I respect the, you know, interest and stuff, and obviously, yeah, they have wrestlers I like in AEW. But I hate THQ and Ukes. I think they make terrible games. I mean, definitely, no, that's not true. I think their final games that they made together were terrible. I mean, they technically did 2K14, and 2K14 was a very good game. Because apparently that was finished. All 2K did was release it. Yeah, I take it this is like glitched or something because he's not gonna win. He's just gonna keep acting like someone's distracting him, isn't he? Yeah, okay, we'll just let it end here. X-Pac realistically should have lost off of the SOS. This has just been dragging out. But yeah, I mean, I respect the interest. I understand like where you're coming from. They do have a lot of people I like, but I don't like AEW, and I don't like the more recent THQ and Ukes wrestling games. You know, I think they're okay, but I think they were of a time that we've moved on from. So there's not really a lot of interest from me, honestly. And silly little mini games and stuff too. It just doesn't really seem like my kind of thing. No, I haven't got any intention of buying that, like, ever. I mean, maybe one day I'll, you know, flip the switch and I'll love AEW. Maybe. I'm never gonna say never. But as it currently stands, there is really no chance of me ever going anywhere near that. Sorry. Alright, main event time now here on Superstars. We're going to find out who's going to be challenging Tensai for the European Championship next Sunday.
Contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing 192 pounds, Daniel Bryan.
Will it be Daniel Bryan or the Great Khali? Two very different types of individuals competing here tonight in a contenders match. Daniel Bryan, the hopeful underdog in this match. I think he impressed a lot of people with his match against John Cena a few weeks back on Raw, and I think he's actually kind of been shifting his momentum a little bit. Maybe he's following in the footsteps of his former partner Dolph Ziggler a little bit more over on Raw. We'll see if he can slay a giant here tonight in the Great Khali. If anyone could kind of, I think, outwit the Great Khali in the match, I think Daniel Bryan might be the right opponent. I'm not the biggest Daniel Bryan fan, but I can admit the guy's got a lot of talent. Either way, the winner of this match will meet Tensai in 8 days' time for the European Championship. I hear one guy who's very heavily considered contender for the European Championship right now is Ryback, but of course he's competing against The Undertaker next Friday for a spot in the World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber. And of course, on top of that, St. Valentine's Massacre, a Raw pay-per-view, so Ryback will not be the next in line for the European Championship, at least not on pay-per-view. Of course, Tensai versus Ryback, I believe, is a match I would love to see happen. Last time we saw them face off was when Ryback was Hardcore Champion, and Ryback defeated Tensai in what was definitely one of Ryback's toughest challenges during his time as Hardcore Champion. Khali, I don't know why you keep throwing your head back like that. Your hair isn't falling into your eyes. Your ears have it perfectly tucked behind them. Well, Khali is a destructive force, but at the moment he seems to be almost on his own. Jinder Mahal seems to be nowhere to be seen when it comes to the Great Khali right now. So, whether that's for the better or the worse, I don't know why you keep doing that. Your hair hasn't fallen into your face. I understand, like, I used to have long hair, I understand, it falls in your face, you want to just flick your head back and get out of the way. I still do that sometimes, I had long hair for, like, from when I was, like, 10, below 10, all the way up until I was, like, 27. I understand it's a hard habit to break, but your hair isn't even falling in your face, Khali. This is what I mean by Daniel Bryan's skill set. You realize he's not backing down from the Great Khali despite the clear disadvantage that he's got. I mean, it's working. I'd be very curious to see Daniel Bryan against Tensai, I feel like this is a match that could actually really benefit Daniel Bryan's career, win or lose. I feel like that's basically where Daniel Bryan is at right now, as each match, each opportunity he's given is an opportunity to shine, whether he wins or loses. It's an opportunity to go out there and turn people's heads and maybe get them on his side. I'm not going to deny the history of Daniel Bryan, we saw exactly who this guy is over on ECW, and it was not pleasant. The way he cost Dolph Ziggler that ECW World Championship shot, he could be considered responsible for the fact that ECW is no longer a thing. The reason that JBL was able to get that ECW World Heavyweight Championship shot. Daniel Bryan could very well have been the chain reaction that led to JBL's reign of dominance on Raw. So, no, I absolutely do not forgive that side of Daniel Bryan. But, is he a talented individual? Absolutely. Did he put on a great match with John Cena a few weeks ago on Raw? Undeniably. Khali now sends Daniel Bryan to the ropes as he just stands there, and look at that! Devastation by the Great Khali. And now once again throwing Daniel Bryan over the ropes. And Khali celebrating inside the ring at the devastation and damage that he is dishing out to Daniel Bryan. And unfortunately, this is what you call a mismatch, folks. Literally just walked on Daniel Bryan. Great Khali to the cover. Oh, Daniel Bryan able to kick out. You notice Khali even slow to get to his feet off of a pin attempt. That is definitely the disadvantage in Khali that Daniel Bryan is going to want to capitalize on. Stomps on the elbow there. And again. Very hopeful is Daniel Bryan. Oh boy. Big chop to the head of Daniel Bryan. Might be all that it takes to wrap this one up. Dragging him by his legs out of the corner as he goes for the cover here. Not enough. And now the Great oh boy. Crushing down on the skull of Daniel Bryan. I think this one might just be lights out for Bryan. Throws him down to the mat with force. Another cover attempt here by Great Khali. Daniel Bryan could be finished. And he kicks out. Oh, there's no denying he's got heart. Daniel Bryan writhing in pain. He jumps up to his feet here. Great Khali looking confused. Could have reacted to that a little quicker. Daniel Bryan sends him into the corner. And now Daniel Bryan jumping over the Great Khali. That is some serious talent. This is the fastest I've ever seen the Great Khali move, by the way. Cover attempt here by Daniel Bryan. Khali able to easily kick out. There's no surprise there. But Bryan wasting no time as he goes into these kicks now. Big fan of the Miz, Daniel Bryan. Just thought I'd mention that, no real reason. Cover attempt here on Khali. Khali kicking out at 2. That actually took a little bit out of him. And Bryan struggling here. You can really see it. Oh my god. Bryan with a right to the eyes there. Great Khali, center of the ring. I was going to say I wouldn't waste any time here. Got him in this guillotine hold. Great Khali is trapped. I mean, he's definitely powerful enough, I'd say, to be able to get to his feet from this position. But the Great Khali not thinking too quickly there, and he taps out. Daniel Bryan will get a shot at the European Champion Tensai at our upcoming pay-per-view, St. Valentine's Massacre. And that is definitely not the outcome I think a lot of people would have expected. But that's why you don't underestimate Daniel Bryan. And of course, unfortunately, very comfortable, very confident in oneself, Daniel Bryan reminding us all that he felt he had it under control all along here. The cockiness on display in this celebration. Straight back to being the Daniel Bryan we've all come to know. Well, nonetheless, Daniel Bryan is victorious and he will challenge for the European Championship next Sunday at St. Valentine's Massacre. Thank you all for watching tonight's episode of Superstars, and I'll see you this upcoming Monday on Raw.